All right, Chris, so it's Sunday. It's almost 5 o'clock. We're here at Silicon Valley Comic-Con.
You're almost losing your voice.
I'm almost losing my voice. Things are coming to a close. It is a sad day for all the sci-fi fans out here. It's the last day of Comic-Con. They're probably going to be kicking us out any minute now. But we're going to be doing this quick wrap-up video to, sort of summarize, what our experience was like at this first Comic-Con in Silicon Valley. So what was your most favorite part, I guess?
Favorite part? Oh, I don't know. I think being able to sit and listen to William Shatner was great. I mean, being in the front row of somebody who was the captain of the show that has sparked so many inspired so many people
right.
for since the 1960s. It's been
right.
50 years almost
right.
Since Star Trek came out, and he continues to come out and inspire. And I love the banter that he and Steve Wozniak had going back and forth. Being the inaugural Comic-Con, being the opening event, he opened it up and said, "Steve, you're the one that made this happen. You get to ask the first question." And it ended up being like about a 10-minute back and forth of trying to one-up each other. I thought that was kind of comical in itself.
Yeah, and Steve even said that he was inspired by William Shatner because of Star Trek and everything like that.
And William Shatner says that when he flipped out his Star Trek phone and would you look at the communicator, everybody was laughing, and yet, when the iPhone came out, it was something completely revolutionary.
Right. I think my favorite part was probably just seeing the technology aspect of science fiction. So if you notice the logo here, I don't know who designed the logo for Silicon Valley Comic-Con, but it's this shield sort of thing with a lightning bolt in the middle. On the right-hand side, or left-hand side, we have like a circuit, so it's like a digital circuit sort of thing. And on the right-hand side, we have a film strip. So it's bringing film and technology together, and I thought that was a pretty cool way to do things, because you might think like, oh, those are two completely different things, but they're totally not at all.
Right.
Movies are made through technology, so cartoons and comics and all that stuff.
And every panel that we sat in had something to do with at least an element of sim. There were questions from the audience that talked about inventions that people wish that they had. There were discussions. Jeremy Renner even talked about the technology of diffusing a bomb that he learned when going through the Hurt Locker and training in the Hurt Locker. He said, I could defuse an IED. I don't want to, but I could if I was put in a position. Right. And there's a lot of training and education and engineering that goes into all the different preparations for all the films and even the people who are making comic books. I mean, we sat in a panel. We happened to do a panel earlier today that was about making digital comic books, and now applications and software developers and people who are writing the stuff for us to have new experiential ways of looking at comic books.
Right. Yeah, and I think today we're at a STEM panel, and they were talking about trying to promote diversity and that sort of thing. And I think if you look around at everyone who's attending Comic-Con, you see that wide diversity of people, and so we need to get everyone interested in math, science, engineering, all that stuff. And science fiction is a way to engage the people in order to, facilitate that conversation.
It's a way to make it accessible.
Right.
There, in the same panel, there's one of the guys that talked about the accessibility of things. People who want to come up with an idea, 5 years ago didn't have GitHub, didn't have places, code repositories that they could share things with or collaborate with people around the world. STEM stuff now is so much more accessible. And part of the accessibility also make sure that we don't put down, when people are getting into things, we don't put down, perceptions that, this is a boys thing or this is a girls thing or whatnot, but getting anybody participating in it, even starting as early as elementary school or middle school and not waiting until high school when people have access to it. Now everybody has access at any time.
Right. Yeah, and so, there's conventions all over the place. This particular Comic-Con is having a Tokyo Comic-Con in December of 2016. So if you're not in the United States, if you're in Japan, or if you're going to Japan, it's going to be hosted by the same people. Steve Wozniak is going to be there. Check it out. And
if we get a sponsor, you can fly us out there.
Yeah.
We'll go. We'd be more than happy to cover it for us.
Yeah, and speaking of Steve, and so I want to give a shout out to Steve Wozniak, Trip Hunter, and Rick White, who are the sort of like major organizers for this Comic-Con. I think they did a fantastic job of bringing the technology and the science fiction together. We have a huge exhibit hall that we're standing here right now. Everything's set up great. All the panels, were interesting. We got to review a lot of panels, but we probably didn't get to review half of the ones that we wanted to attend because there were just so much interesting stuff going on. It's, would you rather listen to Adam Savage, talk, or would you rather listen to, somebody else talk? And so, sometimes we would split up and conquer both, but other times we'd have to pick one over the other.
Yeah.
So they had great content going on here. This is the first annual, as we said already. So if you're going to be in San Jose next year, you definitely want to come to this one. It's probably going to sell out way fast than it did this year.
Well, I think they were estimating maybe 60, 70,000 people, and I've heard estimates of over 140,000 people have come to this one. That's just as large as the San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
They're going to need to either find another venue or figure out ways to make it much more accessible in terms of the size.
Right.
But those are bugs. I mean, this is the first show. It's something that they're going to work out for next year. We have so many people in this area that are just as much pop culture fans as they are technology fans. So I don't doubt that it's going to just explode over the next year or so.
Right, and I don't want to forget the volunteers. All the staff have treated us, very nicely here.
Yeah.
We're great. And so...
And I'd say our biggest shout out and thank you actually goes to Leah Thompson, who took time out of her busy schedule. She was taking photographs with fans, raising money for the Michael J. Fox Foundation, but she took time to actually stop and answer a few questions for us, even if it was trivia questions about Back to the Future, but she did the time. It was really nice. We'll have that video up. If you haven't seen it already, it's going to be pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, check out teamfox.org. That's the Michael J. Fox's foundation website. If you donate, everything goes to a great cause, and again, that again promotes science and technology. All that stuff is coming together to help bring it to
patients with Parkinson's disease and other people with severe life-threatening, debilitating conditions that need assistance. So, Great cause. We've got a lot of video to edit, a lot of stories to write up, a lot of photos to go through. Thank you all for enjoying the journey with us as we check out the Silicon Valley Comic-Con. Any last words from you?
I'm just going to say what do we got going on next? We might be at a convention in Florida next month. We'll have to see about that. But definitely for sure we'll be at the Escape Velocity event in DC during the 4th of July weekend. I can't wait to see what's going on there. There's going to be a lot of Steam promotion there, and we'll bring you live coverage and panel discussions and all that stuff, just like we did here at Comic-Con. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoy all our videos and podcasts and articles while we've been here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the videos, and share them with your friends. And that's all I got.
I think they're kicking us out.
Yeah, they're kicking us out right now.
We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. This is Chris and Andrew signing off with Expedition STEM.